It's simple, really. Great stories with a good cup of tea. It's the Tea with Mike show.
Oh, darn.
All right, hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tea with Mike. Joining me today is Jamie Hill. Welcome to the
Hello,
show,
everybody.
Jamie.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on this cold morning. Awesome. So
nicer.
Yes, a little bit better than the weather that we had last week.
Oh, very much so.
Awesome. And then today's tea fact is tea tree oil apparently repels mosquitoes.
Yes.
So if you have a mosquito problem, somehow acquire some tea tree oil, and that might do the trick for you. This is kind of weird, but it actually comes from royalcupofcoffee.com. It's a website that has lots of tea and coffee facts. So a shout out to, I guess, royalcupcoffee.com. So again, Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we'll just jump right in. Do you want to start by telling the audience a little bit about you and all the diverse things you get up to?
I'm very diverse. I've lived in Canada on the West Coast and the East Coast, and now I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, which is a good mix of everything because you get to see mountains and the flat. So you don't get rain. There's a lot of rain on the coast. But I've ended up in Edmonton working in mental health. I've been doing that for over 10 years, and it's been quite a journey. I also enjoy acting and voiceover in the meantime. And I also work in a food industry where I get to chat with a lot of people and also do gaming. So my whole world right now is turned out to be everything I've ever wanted.
It's also, and do all those things keep you busy?
They do, but I have to make sure I make time for myself.
And how do you make time for yourself?
Oh, self-care, my cup of tea, family. I like to plan my week a bit so I can watch my favorite TV shows. So certain nights mean certain things. Now that it's getting nicer out, I'll be heading over to my work. The Black Bull Kitchen has a lot of gaming and stuff there in the evening.
Awesome.
On Friday night, and I already did really well, kicked some butt that day.
Nice, thank you.
So I'm going to go back and keep my numbers high.
Awesome. So you like to stay busy. You like to plan out some self-care time and
I'm a
get out of
busy
the house
person
and that sort of stuff
normally.
and drink some tea.
Yeah, I have my purple agenda, and I just carry that around with me everywhere. And
Awesome. And what tea are you drinking today?
well, at home we drink Tetley, but I love my Tim Hortons. That's really Canadian, very, very Canadian, but I love Tim Hortons. We get up, I have a routine. When I take off to work, I'll be grabbing my Tim Hortons before I get to work.
Awesome. And then have you ever tried any English teas, English breakfast tea or Yorkshire tea or?
Yes, I like natural teas very much, actually. Any kind of green tea is really healthy for you. I have a background in healthcare. Mental health is my passion, but I actually went to Dalhousie when I lived on the East Coast and got my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I don't work as an RN. I get to do so many other things doing my role now, and I wouldn't turn it down for anything now.
Awesome. And then, so how many cups of tea a day would you say you drink?
Oh, my mom's laughing. I would say probably 6 or 7. I'm terrible for tea. We drink a lot of tea. I have to squeeze in my orange juice and,
get some water in there too.
Get some water in there. Yeah.
Yes, I'm similar. I probably drink approximately the same amount as you on a typical day. So I have to make sure I drink some water in the middle of the day so I don't get like headaches.
Yeah.
Because you can't actually drink too much tea or coffee for that matter, or anything else.
The caffeine. I stopped having caffeine. Probably about 2 o'clock. I won't have any more tea with caffeine. We turn to decaf after that.
I usually drink tea most of the morning, and of course this increases it if it's cold. And then usually a break, yeah, sort of in the afternoon, so you don't crash, and then maybe a couple in the evening. But
Yeah.
lots of beginning of the day, and it probably does most of the time go down.
I'm very much a busy body person, and I'm very hyper normally, and a bubbly person. So the caffeine added is certainly a trigger to get me giggling and laughing much more.
Awesome. And then so we'll just dive a little bit deeper into lots of little topic areas. So let's take it back a little bit. Obviously, you like performing from your bio, and also the film industry. So what inspired you to start performing?
Well, I've always been a little performer. My elementary school in Burnaby in the Lower Mainland of Vancouver did school plays all the time, every year. It was wonderful. And it's not around anymore. I was there every year. In kindergarten, I was wrapped up in a blue bag as a teardrop, singing I Can Read a Rainbow. And I was there every year. I remember auditioning in like grade 5 and 6. There was a girl, Claire Davis. She was wonderful. She kicked butt though. She did great. She got that role. But I got that bite for wanting to keep going. And my mom put my brother and I into acting because we're the same age. We're actually both born in 1977. So that was a lot of fun for us to do together. And we're little comedians. So I started that as 15. But I stopped. I actually moved into the Kootenays and life went on.
Mm.
And now I'm in my 40s, and as an empty nester, I really miss having my kids around, and I had to find some passion to keep me going. And mental health and acting and comedy, it just blended in Edmonton, and I found a few different people that just have the right skills, and we've been working together, making a lot of really neat indie. And now I've been talking to quite a few people all around the world now. It's amazing what social media can really do.
For sure. And just like you, I also share a love and passion for the performing arts, because originally I'm from England. Strong theatre culture for sure in the United Kingdom. When I was in school too, one of my favorite parts from like a young age of the whole year, so back when I was little, was like the school play, or that opportunity to do some speaking and listening in class, or to make a presentation, all of that sort of stuff. And then as I got into like secondary school, so like the equivalent of like high school here, like 12 to 17-ish, or a bit more, I did all the school productions. So I was in my Oliver Twist. I played Franz the Butler in Sound of Music. I was in Little Shop of Horrors, and I did a lot of Shakespearean stuff because it's quite popular. And yeah, so lots of different types of theatre, and I really loved like personalities of all the types of people that choose to do theatre, and then the adrenaline rush and the pressure,
the energy.
Just the whole environment. And I didn't really think about it much at the time, but as I reflect upon it, I actually had the opportunity to perform on a Georgian theatre stage.
Wow.
And if don't quote me fully, but if my facts right, the theatre first opened in 1698.
That's amazing. Yeah, I really like old theaters. I like the paranormal stuff too. So I'm always curious about old theaters because there's such an energy in acting, and the energy stays on anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So the theatre is called the Georgian Theatre Royal, and it's in Richmond, North Yorkshire, and it's still in its original format.
I'll have to go. I'll put it on my bucket list. I want to go over there.
If there's one time of the year you should go, it's Christmas. You should go see the pantomime. It It's voted one of the best pantomimes in the entire country, which is
Okay.
impressive for the size of the theatre and the resources, for sure.
Okay.
And it's a nice little Georgian theatre with chandeliers and
Beautiful.
boxes and a wooden stage still. And they've maintained the original like backdrops, and it used to, all the creaky stairs and stuff. It's a really cool experience. Awesome. So as you already mentioned, you started off getting the bug from an early age. How did you kind of go from the stage and then transition it into film? What was it that interested you about film?
I've always been a happy, bubbly person that will talk to anybody. And I met some people in Edmonton, and they had this series, and I ended up getting on there and realizing how much I loved being in front of the camera, doing sort of a live panelist, chatting about just life facts. There was 4 different topics, and they were all just hilarious. And I got to meet a lot of great comedians in the meantime. So I started doing that. And then social media, Facebook, Instagram, you find a lot of groups and connect and network. And I really like to network with everyone. So I just found a lot of people and got myself out there, started meeting people for coffee, and people like me. So we get together a lot and do a lot of amazing things together as a good team.
Awesome. And then, so because you've done both theatre and also some film stuff, how similar or how different are the two?
So much different. I'm a performer. Naturally, I feel theater is much easier because I can really throw my voice. I actually have a cackle that I use at a haunted house here in Edmonton, and it's on my link on my Facebook. I wish you would join me next year, possibly, if you're not afraid. Come see us at the Rutherford Manor Haunted House, and I will
come check it out. I've heard a lot about the Rutherford Manor House, and now that I'm obviously a lot closer, I'll definitely.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very happy you're up here now. So much closer. We'll have to do this in person.
Yes, for sure.
However, doing Rutherford and doing theater versus film, there's a big difference. I started out just wanting to campaign and help people with mental health, and I found groups on Facebook, started socializing, started realizing there's a lot of film in mental health. There's a young lady, Blake Lively, she's from Edmonton, and she's doing wonderful things that I've always aspired to do also. I get to meet her shortly within this week and talk mental health and film. I would really like to do more film in mental health, and it's theater can have mental health, film can have mental health. I think a lot of live shows can also talk about mental health, and having a podcast is something else I think about. So I really have evolved into being behind the scenes, wanting to be on a mic without a camera, doing voiceover and just having people smile and help them with life skills and self skills. The whole film industry, I just like making people laugh. So acting for me,
it's a really good thing.
I didn't laugh when I was young. My dad died when I was 13, and it really sucked. And I had to learn how to laugh again. And I did good. It took me 20-something years. And now I help other people. And I'll do it with film, do it with directing, do it with producing, do it with my podcast.
Awesome. So obviously you have quite a bit of formal education. Do you want to speak to that a little bit, and and how that formal education combined with your personality and your experience in theatre and film, and how that's sort of all intertwined, and how
Yes.
you're using that to spread awareness for mental health.
Yeah, the passion I have, it comes from within. I graduated from Dalhousie, which is a wonderful place in Halifax, with my Bachelor of Science in Nursing 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And I've had great jobs in mental health the whole time. And I found that people just need an ear. People just need someone to be there. And I realized from my past and learning all these wonderful skills in nursing and how to be healthy, how to look at your life in a more positive turn, how to make your brain happy with what you eat makes your brain properly function, and it really makes a big difference in your life. So mental health and nursing, I just found exactly what I wanted to do. I found my niche. I couldn't help people as an RN. So now I help people just as a person with all the knowledge I have and all the people I've met across Canada in different jobs, with from the government of Alberta, working with homeless and addictions, to working in the hospital where there's people who have a hard time getting out of bed. I'm that one that comes over to your room and wakes you up in the morning and says, okay, I know, but we got to get up today. We have some programs we're going to try to get to. Let's try to have a shower. And everybody, our genes, our genetics cause a mental health problem sometimes. So I want to be there to help people. When people get sad, you can turn it around. I was sad. My dad was gone. I turned it around. And now I want to make lives better for other people that way too.
Oh, awesome. So obviously you want to out this positive message. You want to help people. You want to spread awareness for the issues in the local community and society, and even potentially even further than afield. So how can social media play a role in that?
Social media has a pro and a con in that. I really love how social media is actually taking off with positive mental health. Bell Let's Talk is coming up next week, and I'm thrilled to be involved. I get to meet with a lot of people that have the same passion, and I think using social media to get the word out, and having the ladies from eTalk, having many Canadians actually are also popping up with positive messages on mental health, making that stigma go away.
Awesome. And so in terms of mental health, what work is there that still needs to be done in the area of mental health? What are some of the challenges and also opportunities ahead?
I think we have a stigma that's come from our past, come from history, and people don't like to look at different angles of things. They just inherently believe things, and I think that has to go away. People have to realize that every human being has the same insides. Everybody has the ability to become depressed or have a mental health problem. I don't call it a problem. I think mental health is an inspiration to keep you going. Because when you get stressed, your anxiety will say, hey, it's time to get up. Today is a bad day, but tomorrow is even better. And that's what anxiety is for. That's a natural function of your body. So is mental health. So the stigma needs to be removed, and then people can actually look at themselves because everyone's just the same, and be able to say, hey, I'm sad. Then we'll be okay.
What advice, or I guess what resources even are there? Well, so firstly, what resources are there out there in the local community, or just more generally, that people can access, and what channels can they use there to reach out for help?
There's actually a hotline for Edmonton, but Edmonton actually just recently opened a mental health facility that accepts anybody at 24/7. It's an excellent thing. Blake Lively is actually someone that I was speaking to that's done that. A couple other production agencies that I can link on later that have joined in and really promoted the positive health change in Edmonton to show everyone that there is places to get help. There's also the Edmonton News, always has a form on there with all the phone numbers you would ever need to get any kind of help.
Awesome. And then so you're very busy, you're very passionate about what you do. Your personality shines through all great things. We definitely need more people like you. So if we just go back to the self-care area, like what are some of the things on your bucket list away from all this? Do you ever get away from the city?
I do. I have to make a goal, just like everybody else. Goals are really important. Tea's turned off.
That's what the noise was.
That's what that is. Yeah, tea's over. Having a goal, having a small goal, making your goals very, very small. I have plans to tour around Edmonton as a tourist when I can. My mom's here. She's moved up from BC, and I love having her here, and we do lots of different things together. Once I'm able to walk around again, I got hurt at work in 2017. I'm going to be going down and walking the River Valley. Walking is amazing. We didn't have a car in Vancouver. We used to walk and take the bus. And that's what Mom and I like to do. So we're going to walk the River Valley, get in Edmonton, but still walk around. And eventually you can walk out anywhere in Alberta. You could go out to Jasper. You could head down to Calgary and go over to Banff. Everything's only a couple hours away to have a beautiful time. Beautiful scenery, beautiful walks, go hiking, right? That kind of healthy stuff outside, it's important.
And then, so how often, knowing that self-care is very important to you and you're very active on social media and through networking and other things, how often do you take a break from technology, if at all?
I'm addicted. I love my phone. So it's hard for me. When my husband gets home, I try to put it down and we just hang out and really just be there at the moment, because that's what life's about. It's about the little things and the little moments, and each day has something that's going to happen, whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
But you take that time and love every moment and hate every moment, but learn from it and move on.
Awesome. And then, so obviously we're in a new decade. What is some things you've got to look forward to over the rest of this year, the next month, the next day, etc.?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting into more film. I have a lead role coming up, and I have supporting roles coming up, and I'm really hoping to do some comedy. We have the Grindstone Theatre in Edmonton.
Yeah.
It looks like a blast, so I'll be heading down there when I can actually get some time.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, so as we come towards the end of the episode, do you have any words of wisdom based off your experience and journey? Any questions for me? Anything you want?
Well, life's a roller coaster and it goes up and down. Somebody told me that when I was 13. It stuck with me. It's a wild ride. Just hold on and try to drink enough water so you're healthy. But smile. Have a good day.
Awesome. Any other final thoughts, or is the words of wisdom where we're going to leave it today?
Keep with your passion. I really like what you're doing, son.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful thing. My son followed his passion, ends in the Navy.
Oh, that's so cool.
I really love to see how much you want to make a difference too.
Awesome, thank you, and thank you for spending some time over a cup of tea with me this morning.
We'll have to do it in person soon.
Yes, definitely. We'll make that a thing. All right, guys, this was another episode of Tea with Mike. You'll be able to check out this full episode on my website at teawithmike.com. I'll also put some of Jamie's social links in the description, so you can go check out what she's doing and connect with her. Thanks again, Jamie.
Thank you.
See you later, everyone. It's the Tea with Mike show.